Jeez, you were gonna kill that guy.
Of course, I'm a Terminator.
You cannot go around killing people.
Why?
Because it's not okay.
Why?
Just promise me you'll never do it again.
Why?
Welcome back to my favorite movies. Yeah, on this section I talk about my favorite movies. Makes sense, doesn't it? And while reviewing the Terminator series, it was very obvious that Terminator 2 Judgment Day is one of my favorite movies of all time. So let's review this James Cameron masterpiece. Terminator 2 Judgment Day was again directed by James Cameron. The movie stars Linda Hamilton, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Robert Patrick, and Edward Furlong. The movie pretty much tells the story of a failsafe. Because back in the first one, the machine sent a Terminator back in time to kill Sarah Connor in order to prevent her from giving birth to John Connor, the future leader of the Resistance. However, we all saw that movie and they failed. They failed miserably. So now enter Plan B. And yet again, the machine sent a Terminator back in time, only this time not to the 80s but to the 90s, in order to take out John Connor when he was still a kid. But yet again, we humans were smart and sent back another protector for the leader of our resistance. This time things are a little bit different. The machines actually sent back a highly developed Terminator this time, the so-called T-1000, played by the one and only Robert Patrick. And we, the humans, managed to capture a T-800 model, the one from the first movie, reprogram him and send him back in order to protect John Connor. So yeah, this time Arnie is on our side.
That's right, I told you I'll be back, and I'm back.
Now T2 Judgment Day is what a sequel should be, but rarely ever is. It is better in every way. It steps it up on every level. The characters are deeper. The excitement never stops. The action is more terrific. And this movie actually has some social and moral implications. So yeah, let's talk about the characters a little bit. First of all, Sarah Connor, played again by Linda Hamilton. She is so different from the person she was in the first one. In the first one, she was this really shy chick that was like, I do not want all this drama. Can I just hide? No, not anymore. The horrible vision of the future has haunted her for the past 10 years or so, and now she's badass. Seriously, she throws down. When shit goes down, she is on the front line with a pump gun. But yeah, since she told a couple people about the horrible future and about the Terminator that tried to kill her, she is now in a mental institution. Because no one believes her. Edward Furlong plays a young John Connor. And normally I cannot stand kid actors. This guy is really, really good. He has that 80s, 90s bad boy thing going on. He's a little bit like Marty McFly gone wrong. But yeah, he is charming and he seems so organic in what he does and says. You know, Arnold Schwarzenegger as the hero, that's just amazing. But again, that is one of those things that the trailer really spoiled for everyone. Now everyone knows it. But back then, that could have been a great surprise. Like there's this one scene where Arnold, in his full-on leather gear, looking just like he did in the first one, is approaching John Connor with a pump gun. He turns around while the T-1000, who looks like a police officer, approaches him as well. Arnie pulls out his gun and he's like,
"Get down!"
and starts shooting the T-1000. And yeah, the T-1000 actually looks like a police officer in this movie. And I love that. I love the fact that this movie really turns all the cliches on his head. The bad guy is dressed as a cop. Arnie is dressed like a gang member from that rock bar. And also, Sarah Connor is not necessarily a pure good person. Yeah, eventually she learns about a guy that will ultimately cause Judgment Day, so she tries to kill him, meaning that she becomes the human form of a Terminator. The T-1000 is one of the most iconic villains in movie history. I know I said that about Arnold because that is what he was when that movie came out. But the T-1000 slapped us all in the face. He is so much cooler as a bad guy. He consists out of liquid metal, which means it's really hard to kill that thing. He can turn his arms into stabbing weapons. He can camouflage. He can turn into other people. And he just doesn't stop. He never stops. There's this one scene where he gets frozen. And Arnold's all like,
"Hasta la vista, baby."
which smashes him into pieces like a statue. But lo and behold, he puts his own pieces back together and rises from the ashes, and he's back in business. So yeah, he's highly superior. Their relationship is actually really interesting because they're both killer machines. But Arnold Schwarzenegger's character is governed by the laws of John Connor. T-1000, on the other hand, is just in it for the kill. This movie has some of the best action sequences ever put on film. First of all, again, the mall scene. I can't talk about the mall scene enough. The first clash between the two Terminators and the escape where Arnold is driving on a motorcycle with John Connor and he's being pursued by T-1000 who's in a van. Yeah, that's insane. And also the very climax of the movie. But I also like the middle part. Normally you have a great intro that's action-packed, then you have the middle part that slows down, and then again the huge climax. This time it's all climax. Even the middle part, where they bust Sarah Connor out of the loony bin, and then the three of them have to team up together to fight the T-1000 off long enough to escape, because again, they have to escape. But since Arnold is a machine, unlike Kyle Reese in the first one, he can also throw down with that thing. It's very unlikely for him to win, but he's not gonna die as quickly as Kyle Reese would. So yeah, amazing soundtrack, terrific characters, the stakes are higher, the moral implications are there, because like I said, at one point Sarah Connor turns into a Terminator. Those whole little tidbits with the bad guy looking like a police officer, the good guy looks like a gang member. Yeah, that's amazing to me. And the finale of this film, my lord, the finale, choked up. I actually choked up. It's surprisingly touching for a Terminator movie, and it's just great filmmaking. Terminator 2 Judgment Day has always been my favorite James Cameron flick, and as one of my favorite movies of all time, it of course gets the gold medal. So yeah, there you go. Terminator and Terminator 2 Judgment Day have officially been reviewed by me. Next up, Terminator Rise of the Machines. Actually the first one to be not directed by James Cameron, and it definitely shows. But again, that's another video for another time. Thank you guys, as always, for watching and also for subscribing. A couple videos ago, I thanked you all for subscribing since I just hit 100 subs. I know that is not a lot, and I said it's not a lot. To me, it is a lot. Every single one of you matters. And only 2 or 3 videos after that, I'm now heading for 160. And that is absolutely amazing and fantastic. I couldn't be more grateful. And I will show my gratitude by doing what I know best, which is reviewing movies for you guys. So thanks. You make my heart grow. You are awesome. And don't forget,
I'll be back.